Welcome to Sabrina's Fit and Fab Over 50 Personal Training Studio. Today, I'm going to discuss ways to improve your cardiovascular health. I'm going to teach you how to find your maximum heart rate, your training heart rate zone, and ways to maximize the intensity of your workout. I'm also going to give you some examples of how to get this vital organ pumping. Conditioning the heart as we age is crucial. Regular aerobic exercise is like medicine to the body. By consistently working out, you not only strengthen the heart, but increase lung capacity, reduce blood pressure, release stress-reducing hormones like endorphins and serotonin, and reduce body fat, as well as creating a more efficient heart. Your heart with regular aerobic exercise will actually beat slower at rest than a sedentary person's heart. It also will start to recover more quickly from exercise. This creates less wear and tear on this vital organ. So let's get started. The first thing before starting your aerobic program is to get clearance from your physician to make sure you're healthy enough to start working out. The next thing you need to be aware of is, what is your maximum heart rate? This is the theoretical maximum at which your heart can beat at your age. You should never exercise at this rate. Simply take 220 and minus your age. For example, if you're 50, take 220 and minus 50, which is 170 beats per minute. If you're 60, it is 160 beats per minute, and if you're 70, it is 150 beats per minute. Some gyms even have these values posted, and sometimes the heart rate ranges are even on the equipment. But if you're working out from home, you really want to know this important rule. Once you know your number, jot it down on a little post-it note and put it where you can see it while you're working out. There are many ways to measure your heart rate when working out. The most convenient is to learn how to find your pulse. I find it easiest to find my pulse along the carotid artery. Take 2 fingers, slide to the outer corner of the eye and down the neck, towards the lymph nodes. You're going to press right here, but slightly, and you're going to feel a slight pulse at rest, but more throbbing when working out. Make sure not to press too hard, as this can impede blood flow, cause dizziness, and even fainting. Begin with 1 and count for 10 seconds and multiply this by 6. You'll get your heart rate. You should take your heart rate within the first 5 minutes of working out to make sure you're working in your training heart rate zone, as well as at the completion of the most intense work. Finally, take your pulse one last time at the end of the cool down to make sure that your heart is recovering sufficiently. Yet another site preferred by AFA, my certification, is to find your pulse at the radial artery located here on the wrist. If you're right-handed, take the pulse on the thumb side of the left wrist with the index and middle finger, not the thumb. Place it right on the artery. Try both methods and find the one that works best for you. It is important to keep moving your feet while taking your pulse in order to prevent lightheadedness or blood pooling in the extremities. Another great tool is a heart rate monitor like this one. Some have a chest strap and others are wrist only, but I found those with a chest strap have a 6% greater accuracy. This device works best when the chest strap is slightly damp and it fits snugly around your rib cage like this. This communicates with your wrist monitor, which looks like a watch, and gives you an immediate reading of your heart rate. I purchased one of these when I was pregnant, as I was teaching high-intensity classes throughout my pregnancy, and I didn't want my heart rate to get too high. Now, I use it as a training tool to challenge myself in my workouts. The final way to determine heart rate is if you belong to a gym. Most pieces of equipment, like this treadmill, have built-in handheld electrodes, which measure your heart rate while working out. These values are then displayed on the screen. Make sure to get a tutorial of all the gym equipment when joining a new facility from one of the qualified staff or training professionals. Now that we understand how to find our pulse and measure our maximum heart rate, I'm going to give you a simplified method to determine your training heart rate range. These ranges will help you to create a healthier, more efficient heart. I'm going to create an example of a target heart rate range for one of my clients who currently does not work out, has no known risk factors, and is 57 years of age. For improvements in cardiovascular fitness, the American College of Sports Medicine recommends 55 to 90% of maximal heart rate for 20 to 60 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. For this new client, I'm going to suggest the lower end of the training heart rate range since she does not work out, and for the first 8 to 10 weeks, she's going to be in this range. We take 220 minus her age of 57 and get 163 for her maximal heart rate. Now take 163 and multiply by 0.55 for the lower range of intensity, which comes to 89 beats per minute, and then multiply by 0.75 for the higher end, which comes to 122 beats per minute. Our client's simplified training heart rate range we now know is 89 to 112 beats per minute. As my client becomes more conditioned, we can increase these values. I hope these tips have helped you learn what your maximum heart rate is and why it's important, how to take your pulse, and how to calculate your target heart rate zone. And remember, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to see changes on the outside. But remember, change is occurring on the inside on the very first day. See you next time on Sabrina's Fit and Fab Over 50.